What the hell? Hold on. Got it. Come on, bring it in like we're supposed to. Matt, I don't know what is going on. You know, the song is usually, it's another tequila sunrise, stirring softly across the sky. Time goes by. But I like to sing, Matt, it's another tricked out Lambo, driving slowly down the block. The driver looks like a cock. Matt, lots of Lambos getting wrecked in the crypto world.
480 billion.
Matt, if there's one thing we are consistent about talking about, is that both of our opinions aren't worth much, but the price discovery is worth everything, and paying attention to it is going to keep you solvent. And I
mean, I said on Friday, if the next time we break 54,000, we're going to go to 47, and we went to 42, Bob. And the reason we flushed there was pretty straightforward. I mean, this is where the bulk of the holders are. Hodlers. And, you know, so we're sitting right on the line. We keep bouncing off of it. So one quick flush. And again, I said I felt like it was going to happen this weekend, and it happened as soon as the regular market closed. I think it was by midnight, Friday night, it was done. Since then, it's just rolling out and basing. Now we're finding a new range. Now we got to figure out, is it going to bounce up into this hole, back to 54 to test, which I'd be a seller of, or will it just go and test 40,000, which probably at some point, more than likely. And as you pull back, I still think, you know, the bigger number is still much lower, 33,000. We will trade down to 33,000.
Well, you know, when you look at that fractal out just a little bit more, can you drag that a little bit more?
Sure.
It's amazing how, and this is a thought process that we do all the time. Exactly. In
right there.
The market profile, when you have more price discovery, it affects the value range. And
and it's also your job as a trader to figure out, is it who's in control of the market, short-term money, long-term money. And right now, the long-term money is more in control, obviously, because we've had a double top. We've had time up here. You know, we've been up here for another 3 months, October, in the 60 to 70,000 area. Couldn't hold it on the breakout. And to me, that looks like we got to trap them all and take it back down to that 30 to 33,000. So,
I keep changing my idea of where this thing is going to trade sideways for 6 months, and now I'm fully in your camp. It's 33,000, maybe even 30,000, 30 to 60.
And you see why it stopped in that hole. This was the hole. It had to fill there at 42,000. I mean, it's not voodoo. It's just the way it is this is where the strong hands are and the weak hands are exposed. So when you're in a longer term trend, you've got to know these charts, because the 5 minute doesn't matter when this is the overriding power of the market. And that's really our jobs as traders. Is momentum really here for the short term? And if so, then I would be looking to buy. But now I'm just looking to sell on all rallies and maintain the short and stay with it until it gets down to 33,000. It's not a new trade. It's not a new trade idea, but that's what's going to continue to happen. And you can use the short-term charts now to, kind of play it. I mean, you get a bounce again up here to 53, 54, you sell.
It seems pretty goddamn clear there, Matt. As clear as that desert sky behind me. Crystal. Am I clear? Crystal. All right, Matt, we've talked about plenty of times, and let me get rid of the sky. Beautiful sunset last night. College football playoffs coming. I'll give you your moment to not only just love the potential for a Michigan national championship in football, but seemingly snubbed, not moving up to number one, with Alabama putting a schmeezing on Georgia. You know what? You're going to have to beat one of these teams or both of them anyway. And I got to tell you,
again, I was not feeling slighted because I know how the game works, the game within the game. And there's no way that this, it was going to, they were not going to have Alabama be number one. I mean, they dominated. They beat the number one team by 3 touchdowns. How can you not give the GOAT of coaches the number one? I mean, the guy doesn't lose. He has not. I mean, now Georgia's got the monkey on their back because the pressure's, I mean, again, nothing but pressure on them, right? They were number one. Nobody can beat us. Like, they came in with that mindset, and that's coach's problem. Like, they should not have. They should have said, you're not that good all week and beat the shit out of them mentally, but they didn't. So they weren't prepared. They got rolled. I mean, it wasn't even a close game. And it was, so I like the fact, again, this is a team of no destiny. Michigan had no, we weren't even ranked in the top 25. First time ever, right? First team ever to make it to the playoff. All right. You got a bunch of 2- and 3-star recruits, right? With nothing but chips on their shoulder going, okay, screw you. And, here's the opposite story, right? This is like what I hear from all my local friends here in Oregon, how great their 5-star recruits are. Well, guess what? Your coach is leaving today because nobody wants to go to Eugene. So yeah, you've got some sparkly new, workout facilities, but they got better ones in Alabama, and they got better ones in Georgia, and they got better ones in Michigan. It's like, you guys haven't seen the rest of the world. You're new to it. Like, it's all this new money. So new money can't last against I mean, when you watch the celebration after last week against Ohio State, and the celebration this week, not just from the players, but the legion of people that have been involved with the program for the last 100 years, you can't put a dollar on that amount. And that is real legion of, doom type fans. You can't build
what's great about it is
you can't build it in 10 years, Bob. You can't build it in 20 years.
I agree with that. But it's easy to hate.
Yeah. And that's why I hate Notre Dame. That's why I hate Ohio State, but they're also our real rivals.
That's why rivalries exist. Back to tribalism, Matt. The only truism in human nature is tribalism.
That's
all right, Matt. I can't wait to watch.
I can't either, Bob. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a great New Year's Eve for certain. Matt, we talk all the time about sarcasm. We're fairly sarcastic ourselves, and we had said that sarcasm works best when it's pretty goddamn close to the truth. And shared by the Babylon Bee, German health minister, we must take large groups of unvaccinated and concentrate them into special camps. Wonderful writing again by the Babylon Bee, and not far from the truth.
Right.
At the media, we want to talk a little bit about the media, and then we're going to look at some tech stocks. But first off, how incredibly ridiculous did this look? Same feds, different costumes. Everybody, I mean, they're cookie cutter feds. In fact, they might have been robots, these guys.
They were made by Boston robots.
Well, yeah. Exactly.
Why not?
You can't make this shit up.
You really
But
can't.
the other thing, we had a little interaction with somebody on Twitter, right? And then immediately the account disappears.
Yeah.
I want to share because it was just how it all played out was just perfect.
Yeah. Mr. Bill. Oh no, Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill, ray of light, because he was responding to this tweet that you put out there. I am a nurse, 12-hour shift. And then he said that he had vaccinated 20,000 people. And in that time,
and then I started doing the math. And then he said, oh, it wasn't me, it was the group. And I'm like, okay, yeah, 20,000, you had no adverse reactions. Fuck you. You're full of shit.
And 20,000 people, 17 followers, and then all of a sudden the account's gone. I mean, how do you trust anything in these fucking platforms is I guess the question.
Right.
Because you can't. And then the other one I found interesting, Matt, was this one. This was tweeted out the day after, so Saturday. And I want you to just look at this. It's the same YouTube here. 114,000 views streamed 18 hours ago, 121 likes, no dislikes because they've disabled the dislike button. Right. And hold on, I want you to be able to see this. I want you to be able to see this, and I'll come back. So there it was. There was the snapshot. And that's a beautiful thing about these things is people snapshot stuff all the time so you can come back to it and say, hey, wait a second, what the fuck happened? Right. And here's, I just brought it up today. Now there's only 8,699 views. So somehow 5,000 views disappeared of this thing. 222 thumbs up for Brandon.
Yeah.
Matt, I don't trust. I mean,
so good luck getting paid on your YouTube, views and channel. If you,
I mean, the White House is actually putting in a complaint because they can't get paid on their views. They're like, wait a second, we had 15,000 views. No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
I don't know. Who do you want to look at? Apple up big today.
Well, it gapped up. I don't know. It's not really an accurate. It's up, but let me. I'll bring.
Wait a second. It was up almost 5% on $1 trillion stock.
I'm not saying it wasn't a big move. I just said it was all gap. We gapped up here. This is 7 o'clock was the high of the day, 167, almost 168. We're back to 166. So yeah, it's exciting. No new high. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, everybody went out and bought Apple iPhones, I guess, over the weekend. It doesn't make any sense.
Something about a new product line of old products revamped, Matt. Okay. The only thing I could read.
This is why I don't trade the stock, because it's like the ultimate fanboy stock. Good luck. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. When they all decide to take it up, they go up, and this is what it's been doing. It's late in the rally. This is not new, right? I mean, this thing never rolled over. It's the only stock that hasn't rolled over. This rollover, the little mini rollover that we had. So, if you're looking for a chance to lighten up on your Apple position, I would say this is a good opportunity. It's very overbought. I mean, you've got to get back into the 125 area just to get into the top of value on a daily chart. And again, this is why I don't trade it. It doesn't have like a normal flow to it anyway. So, but it's a huge percentage of the NASDAQ as far as the futures and everything else. It's obviously propping up Apple or propping up the NASDAQ. And we can look at the NASDAQ today. It's lagging definitely compared to the S&Ps. The S&Ps are really rock and rolling. I mean, they're all the way up here to 45.90. They just traded. And fell off a little bit. What do they print right here? Yeah, 45.93. And again, half back is 46.17. And for me, the big area is still, you can't be bullish until we close on a Friday over 46.50 again, 46.60. So we would have to close above all these levels here for me to be super bullish and have a true reversal in. So,
well,
we're in the same range we've been in since last Thursday, and,
right on,
and that was 46.50. So that's got to 46.60 for me has got to go on a daily and on a weekly for me to really think too much about it.
Now, who are you texting?
I'm actually looking for hotels down in Miami.
I thought one of the great tweets that I saw this weekend was our boy Stooley saying he's got to call his new Arizona toilet bowl, Barstool's bowl, and can't go to the Michigan game. Michigan alum, salt in his open wound.
Wait, he's not going? Why?
Because he's got to call the Barstool Bowl in Arizona.
Oh man, what a bummer!
Total bummer. All right, man. Let me share.
I forgot.
Not breaking news.
Where is the court? Are they playing at? They're playing at the Orange Bowl, which is weird. Do you know where it is?
It's it's at the Dolphin Stadium.
I know, but is that Coral Gables? Like, I'm trying to remember what part of town.
No. It's north and east of downtown.
North and east?
North and East. Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Definitely North and East. Great story about a Super Bowl once there that I attended, and avoided the traffic by going through the swamp to get there instead of every other joker that went north to Fort Lauderdale.
Well, you had an airboat. You had an airboat fan.
Pretty
boat?
much.
Yeah.
Matt, this is we talked about this pregame, and I love how you are consistent with everything. You're the don't on everything, which is great. You got to have the don't on everything in your room because anyway, Matt, this was shared Langer versus CME Group. It's a class action lawsuit, Matt. And I had no idea that I knew it was going on, but I had no idea it was going on for this long because the first complaint was issued January 15th, 2014. Think about our legal system, man, because it took all the way till December 2nd and let me bring it up, for the judge to say, yeah, okay, I will okay the certification of the suit. Think about that, Matthew. Think about nearly 8 years. But the judge on December 2nd certifies the class action lawsuit against the CME. Now, I have thought, that CME stock would rally. If we come into a interest rate environment where interest rates are going up, the amount of trading in the curve, especially in the Eurodollar complex, is giant, right? When there is interest rate movement, the trade is all about, forget about the S&Ps and the NASDAQ, the amount of volume that trades to trade that curve, just like the bonds. Anyway, let's take a look at the CME stock because this seemingly is big news, yet price discovery wise, the don't mistrade.
I said, no, I didn't say that, Bob. I don't follow CME, and all I said was I didn't know anything about it, but my gut is big deal. And here's the reason why. As you started telling me the story, I was like 2014, that's like 7 years ago. Listen, some lawsuits never get resolved. And this looks like it to me. So, this is a 610 chart. I can go to the short-term charts. That came out the second you said, here's the second rally, early the second, and then we fell off. So basically nothing happened is what I said probably happened. And that's what happened. So.
Well, I had not seen this posted anywhere in mainstream media. Go ahead.
Because it's not news.
It is not.
But it's a good example of what's not. But it's a good example of what's not news. Okay, so you thought it might be news, and I understand why you wanted to look at it. But
you know what? And actually, that's a great point.
Yeah.
It's not news until the price discovery tells you that it's news. And we had that iteration with our dear friend Brett King the other day, tooting his horn about vax everybody and the science,
right? And
everybody else's science isn't science, and then he tried to say price discovery doesn't matter. Like the price discovery can be the other way. Mm-hmm. Listen, it cannot matter, but you never go broke when you respect the price discovery. That's all we've ever said on this show. Is to respect the price discovery.
Right.
All right, Matt. What else did you want to cover?
What else did I want to cover?
Yeah, stock wise.
Oh, Bob, it's pretty quiet out there today. Again, it just feels like we could talk about BABA because it's had a little change of character, and that's, the Chinese stocks have been getting hammered.
And as you bring that up, Matt, last time we talked, I believe we were talking about maybe trying to find some places to buy BABA and sell Amazon.
Yeah, I've been watching it, looking for some type of turn, and I think we finally got a daily bar that finally said, okay, now you can finally maybe think that Friday's bottom was in, and it was super oversold. So everything's, you had the earnings here and the gap down. So 146 down here to, I think it traded down to 108. So, after bad earnings, it gapped down and lost another 35-40%. So it's pretty bloody. And then, now the risk is, of course, they're talking about delisting a lot of these Chinese equities because they're not following the same accounting rules that the rest of the market does. So that makes sense. And that's a huge, that's a market risk, right? That applies to all Chinese names, and including the biggest one. So this is the biggest probably Chinese name that trades on the US markets. And it's been slaughtered. It's down to 332 billion market cap. but it was 3x that. So, this thing was a trillion. So $1 trillion companies do come back to earth, Tesla holders. And again, that stock was being slaughtered again today, back below 1,000 this morning. It was, and it still is, but I knew it had rallied. But again, I'll continue to say that the all-time high is in on Tesla until we take out 1250. So the all-time high is
Still, it's not. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
No,
that's the truth. But I said it. But I said it when we rallied. I said it when we rallied.
Taken out, it's going to go trade 750 before that happens.
I said it when we were trading 1,200 also, Bob. So I've been saying it for about.
I agree with you. And by the way, if it goes and trades
we made a new low. Yeah.
I think what you're saying is all-time highs are in, but I wouldn't mind getting long at 6 something.
Sure. Yeah, but that's half.
Is that where you're staying, Matt? The Marriott?
Yeah, that's where I'm staying.
You got benefits? He's got bennies. He's got bennies.
Very busy over here.
Oh, that is beautiful. All right, Matt, the only other thing I wanted to do was I just wanted to share one more thing. Somebody reached out and was chatting about the hog spread. And I talked about it the other day, and I just wanted to share, if you're involved at Market Vitals, if you're part of the network, you can go to Market Vitals Direct right here, Market Vitals Futures. And I just wanted to point out as it loads, these are all the things that we have daily numbers on. And one of those things is hog spreads. Bada bing. Just wanted to show it up. And I also wanted to show, first of all, let's jump back to the CME stock, the weekly here. Toying with that weekly. It's really been back and forth. Look at this weekly, 4 or 5 weeks in a row, just up and down, up and down. This week, the momentum level comes in at 199. But I wanted to say, or what I wanted to share is, again, nuance on slope of standard deviation lines, and me not thinking that at some point that this spread is worthwhile to get into, this April-June spread. But, and I said this the other day, when those bands start kicking down and there's potential to the downside, it's like catching a falling knife. So yeah, I thought I wanted to be involved anywhere below $11. Well, now anywhere below $11 actually means that before the standard deviation modeling is done, you got room out to 1237 this week. And it's important to understand the potentials in the market, Matt. And you have potential that you do via the profile and fractaling out, those longer term profiles, longer term points of control. Standard deviation modeling does the same type of thing in a different way. And so again, man, I talked about this one and I said I didn't want to be involved in $11, or I wanted to, but I had paused because the slope of this band is falling away. It actually gave about $1 back the other way, but lo and behold, it's respecting this slope and the direction of the trend. Just wanted to point it out.
I like it.
What else do we got, man? What else do we got?
Oh, we can talk a little natty gas. Natty gas continue, really just a shocking continuation. 6th day in a row down, and down another 10, 11% today. So we could talk about that. I think it finally got to the area that I've been looking for, which was 366, and it's trading 369 right now. So we're just about there. Let me bring in a chart. Excuse me, we're trading 368. But look at that. We went right to the point of control. And as long as we kind of hold that 350 level, and again, that's still, you got a little bit of room. You don't want to be all in here. But if this thing can't hold 350 in the next couple of days, I guess anything's possible. 310, Bob. But look at the long-term chart on this. I mean, this thing is fully rolled over, fully broken. But the support really, like I said, it can go all the way. It could go all the way back to 250. So you got to be wrong at anywhere below 350 is really the way I see it. If you're going to take a stab here, we oversold for sure. But this thing was 650 just 2 months ago. So kind of boggling going into the winter. But again, once that 480 broke, it was good night, Irene. and you should not have been long below 480 because that was the low here. And once it broke that, this is the level where it might pause, but it might not. So it's interesting. I think you could have one or 2 days stab here, but again, if it doesn't hold 350, it's going to go down probably to 275. I mean, it's bloody. So I just say that if you're going to play counter trend, just know it's very dangerous, and you better have stops in.
And not only that, if you're trading the bigs and the natural gas, you better have your fucking
big
your
boy
mortgage paid for out about 3 or 4 months.
You better be doing the LeBron James big boy ball grab dance. That's right. Did you see that? Kareem calling him out for doing the ball sack grab dance on the game right around Thanksgiving.
No, I didn't. But he's a model. He's a role model for all of our kids.
Well, and Kareem said, if you're the GOAT, you don't do the big ball dance. Sorry, bud. From one Laker to another. Good for Kareem. Lou Alcindor.
All right, Matt. You shared also in Twitter. I just want to Medina Spirit, controversial Kentucky Derby winner, dead after track workout. Your question was
he jabbed?
Matt, we said this the other day. Comedy is tragedy plus time. I'm not sure there's enough time here for us to speak of the tragedy. You said was the horse vaxxed, and I said maybe he had a thing for hippos and caught the vid from the hippos in the
right.
zoo.
The 40-year-old
one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the vid, we can have another continuation call on the broken narratives of the vid, and again, Moderna continues down another $45 yesterday.
But wait a second, I thought the 4th jab's coming, and it's going to be mandatory in Israel right now. De Blasio.
I think less and less. I think the reality is less and less people. Clearly, there was not 20,000 people that guy jabbed, and there probably isn't the 60 to 70% that they're saying have been jabbed being jabbed. And look at Africa. There's a reason why they're banning Africa is because they won't take the jab. Nobody maybe in
the other interesting
maybe in that entire continent, 2 million people have taken the jab. 2 million. That's all they're saying. So, and guess what? They don't have any problem with COVID over there.
Well, the other thing that they said, the reason why, and I saw this from the World Health Organization, so it's got to be true. The reason why these jabs aren't being distributed far and wide in these African countries is because the African countries will not grant them immunity on the adverse effects. And so the jab companies don't even want their jabs sent there.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second, I don't get immunity? Diplomatic immunity. No diplomatic immunity.
That reminds me of Coming to America with Eddie and Arsenio. Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity. That was also in what's his name? Who's a great Australian actor, racist?
Mel Gibson.
Lethal Weapon. Diplomatic immunity.
That's a conspiracy theory that he's a racist just because he thinks
we're all racist
because he thinks opposite of Hollywood.
Let's face it.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Everybody's tribal. That makes you racist. That's just the way it is.
Yep. Human
condition. All right, Matt, that's all I got. Please join us at marketvitals.io. Please share and retweet the stream. Please feel free to bust balls, mine or Matt's. We are not afraid to have a dialogue, Matt, and both of us understand, as should you, that the only important thing in trading is your account balance, and your opinions. They're like assholes. Everybody knows that.
So you're saying that the ticket to the place in Miami is now closer to Fort Lauderdale than it is Miami. The actual, or the Hard Rock or wherever it is now.
Yes, Matt. If you bring up hold on, so let me see if I can do this because I just want to let me tell the story.
Yeah.
Bears Super Bowl 2000. What was it? 7-8. Rex Grossman.
Okay.
The throw that will be remembered forever. Hold on.
We just got 4,600 on the spoons finally.
Hard Rock Stadium. Bring it up. There it is. All right, just so you know here, folks, just so you know, let me share little, man, this show goes only places where it's worthwhile. Yeah, look, here's Miami. Here's Hard Rock Stadium. It's all the way up here.
Yeah.
All right, so we were partying Miami Beach, having a nice time.
Right.
And my one buddy says, "Hey, I'm gonna jump in the limo. He's supposed to ride with us, right?" And he fleeces us and leaves and jumps in some other trader's limo to go to the game, right?
Right.
Well, they try to take A1A or maybe even this highway 95 up. Parking lot, complete parking lot, Matt.
For sure.
We went straight west, all the way over here, I believe, like way west. No traffic. Long story short, we got there easy, 45 minutes, hour before kickoff. Nice time. He was stuck in traffic for like 2 hours and barely made it in to see the opening.
I was gonna say he made it just for the traffic at the end.
Just so you know, if you're in Miami Beach partying, it might be better to go around. That's all I'm saying. Go around to get to Hard Rock.
605 or whatever it is, 675, whatever. Yeah.
I'm not sure which one it was, but it for sure wasn't this one going right up to it. We came around, go around. Anyway, a little tip to round it out. A little tip to round it out.
The little
Man,
tip.
how much are tickets going for?
I don't know. I haven't even looked. I'm sure they're face value 200 plus. That'd be my guess.
Well, Matt, sports fans out there, Matt asked me, should I go? I'm like, what, are you kidding me? They haven't been there in half a lifetime.
Yeah, but I made the offer to my sons. I said, do you guys we can go to one or the other. And I figured they'd pick the semi, but they did not. So I don't know, dude.
And where's the national championship game?
Indy.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
A lot easier, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
It probably would be. It probably would be with all the crazies that like to go to Miami during that time of year, anyway. So
yeah. It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
In Miami. What are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I got a great place for you in Plantation.
But getting a flight. But I would also say probably getting a flight to Fort Lauderdale or Miami is probably decently easy from the West Coast.
Yeah, because who's going from fucking Portland?
Because Oregon fans aren't going to see the game, right? So it should be okay.
All right, retweet it, and join us at marketvitals.io. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Bob.